You can hear me. So let's talk today about how to break a habit because there are so many conversations around how to break a habit when it comes to starting a new diet or starting a new training regime on how to stop eating sugar and all that jazz. But there aren't that many informations when it comes to recover from hypothalamic amenorrhea and disordered eating behaviors because some of the habits that you've been implementing in the past few years, they may not be serving you at this very moment. So if you have never seen me before, my name is Claudia. I am the founder of Nourish by Claudia and the Recover from HA support group. And also I am the director and founder of the 12 weeks to get your period back and of the HA community. So if you're interested to get all the support and to be part of a fantastic community of like-minded women, just drop me a DM, drop an emoji below. So I will get in contact with you and I will take care of the rest. But for today, I would like to speak about 3 things that you can implement right here and right now to stop breaking your disordered habits or all the habits that you know that are no longer serving you, or maybe they're not part of your newly found beliefs and values. So the first one is to let go of resistance. And this may sound very common sense, or this may sound quite silly, or maybe it may sound a little bit too hard for you right now. But when you enter the hypothalamic amenorrhea recovery journey, also the eating disorder recovery journey, is all about what the things that you should do. And some of you white knuckle the process. You know, I should be perfect. I need to have breakfast every day. I can't run today. And you beat yourself up if you find yourself skipping breakfast or if you found yourself going for a run. So there is so much heaviness around this process. So the first one is to let go of this resistance, meaning that when you find yourself being a perfectionist, like I'm pretty sure that you know what I'm talking about, or when you hear yourself saying, oh, I should really be doing this right now because what I'm doing is not really helping me, just stop for a second, pause, breathe in and breathe out, and then drop your shoulders. And that's what I mean by letting go of the resistance. So you need to soften around the recovery from HA process, because otherwise it's going to be another things that you have to do in your list of things that you have to do, right? And it makes it really, really hard, because when we battle so much with all the things that we should be doing and we are not doing, we feel like a failure and we create lots of recovery fatigue. Okay, so the first little bit is to let go of resistance. So soften around the process, stop white knuckling the HA recovery process, and see if you can find any joy or any fulfillment while you're discovering your newer self. So the second one is to remove the triggers. Remove the triggers that are around you that are making you feel stuck in the process. Let's say, for example, that you weigh your food before having a meal. So you have the scale in the kitchen, or maybe you are still using a fitness watch, or you're counting calories on MyFitnessPal. If you remove these triggers, life is going to be so much easier for you, because just picture this conversation in your head. Okay, so I'm gonna take calorie counting just for this example. You have MyFitnessPal downloaded on your phone, all right? So maybe we had a conversation during one of our one-on-one sessions that are part of the HA recovery program, or maybe you just finished a call with the HA community and you feel so motivated, you really don't want to count calories any longer. But MyFitnessPal is still available on your phone. And so every single time you switch on your phone, you can see the little, is this the blue? The little blue app, like sitting on your phone. And so you have this mental bustle that starts going on in your subconscious. I should not be counting calories, but I really feel that it's gonna make me feel better if I do it now. But I don't want to, because it's not gonna help my recovery journey. But if I do count calories, then I'm gonna feel much calmer right now. Have you ever lived this inner bustle before? That will it really causing recovery fatigue, which I just discussed a second later. So remove the triggers to make your life much easier. Okay. If you don't have MyFitnessPal in your phone, yes, of course you can download it again, but chances are that you're already busy enough. So you're not gonna end up counting the calories for today. Okay. And going back to what you should be doing, that point number one of this entire conversation, so let go resistance. Always think about what's the worst case scenario. Maybe I should have breakfast today, but I didn't have breakfast because I was gonna feel nauseous, but there is something else that I can do today. For example, like going for a much shorter walk, or I have a bigger meal at lunchtime, or maybe I can have breakfast tomorrow. And when it comes to counting the calories, removes the triggers. So let's make sure that whenever I am having a meal, I'm gonna expose my brain to a video about not counting calories, and I'm gonna delete the counting calories app from my phone or from wherever it is. Okay, I really hope that this is making sense. And then the third and the last tip for today's video is to replace it with something better, because the HA recovery process is not only about getting rid of things, but it's also replace it with something that is very meaningful for you, and it's something that you really enjoy doing or spending time with. No? So for example, if you're not going for a run, what else can you do instead? Maybe it can be a 25-minute stretching, or maybe it could be an hour sex with your partner, or maybe it could be a bubble bath. And if you're not counting calories, okay, so what can you do instead with that time that is now all of a sudden available to you? Maybe you can call a friend. Maybe you can, I don't know, prepare your next meal. Maybe you can read a few pages of a book. And if you feel anxious, what are the things that you can put in place right now so that you're going to feel better when the resistance comes in? Okay. So tip number one, let go of resistance. Tip number two, remove the triggers. And tip number three, just replenish your life with things that are more valuable to you, to the person that you are right now, to the person that you want to become. Find all the things that are all of a sudden aligning with your newly found beliefs and values. And also, I invite you to think about, what are you doing today which is decreasing the discomfort for the time being, but it's also very disempowering in the long run. So for example, today, counting calories could be a way of getting rid of the anxiety of taking control of your situation. But in the long run, it's gonna make you feel quite disempowered, because all of a sudden, the eating disorder is taking control over your life instead of the other way around. Okay, so if you're interested in having a deeper conversation about this topic, please make sure that you reach out to me. And you know that the HA community is opening its doors in February. We're also taking 3 new women for the HA recovery program. So if you've been thinking about it for the longest time, if you really want to get your period back in 2022, and more than only getting your period back, if you want to create your family, if you want to get rid of all the disordered thoughts around food and exercise, if you want to go to the cafe and just have the meal that you really want to have, and that could be a salad or a burger or a pizza, you decide, but it's not your eating disorder that is going to be deciding for you, but you're going to be in charge from now on. If you think that life should be better, if there is so much more that you would like to do, and you've been feeling so stuck and constricted for such a long time, just make sure that you reach out. That's the only thing that you have to do for today. You don't have to commit. You don't have to say yes or no. Just reach out. Give yourself the chance to recover, because let me tell you that I have helped hundreds of women to recover. I recover myself, and I know how much more joyful and empowered your life can be once that you give yourself the chance. It doesn't matter if you're not 100% committed. Possibly you will never be, but it's still okay. And you can still take the first step towards recovery. Alrighty, I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and I send you a massive virtual hug. Bye for now.